Before this opportunity came along, I was a traditional business owner working 60, 70 hours a week, and although I got into owning my own business because I ultimately wanted to own my own life, I certainly wasn't living that life out.
Where was I at in life before this opportunity came from? So 4 years ago, I had 20 staff. Traditional business, IT companies that I'd run for about 20 years. I started them when I was 20 years old. And times were stressful in a sense that if you have a traditional business and you have staff, you're always on. You're always responsible for that staff. And even though I didn't have to work every day and we had a good lifestyle, there was still in the back of my head what could go wrong. There's still responsibility, liability, etc. We looked after clients, and clients like Versace, hotels and stuff, so we're always responsible for them. So if something went wrong, I was getting the call. That could be on the weekend, it could be whenever. So even taking time off, you're still always on. And it was kind of draining me. And spending time with the kids and with the family, always at the back of my head, there was responsibility with staff and having to make sure they're doing the work, etc., and leading the vision is a full-time job.
Before this opportunity came about, I was most recently made redundant from my job. I'd worked 38 years in mining. My partner was a school teacher and I was staying home cleaning the pool and walking the dog. And this came into our life, we didn't know what it was going to be, and it's turned out to be something remarkable.
Before this opportunity came along, I was working in the corporate sector. I'd gone through the normal stuff of school, work hard, more work hard, and I find myself in a corporate, which I really did enjoy, but was taking probably 60, 70 hours a week out of me, and also saw me travelling a lot.
The biggest thing that held me back in the beginning is I definitely had a belief to be successful at this is that I had to hunt down my family and friends, and although I've always been driven and ambitious, the idea of losing friends or hassling friends to be successful was certainly something I wasn't interested to know about.
I was skeptical of this opportunity. I thought that you had to headhunt people. I thought that you would lose a lot of friends. I thought that family would hate us. I thought that there was just this stigma around what we were doing that I hadn't done any research on, and it's not like that. And I think that I was just skeptical because I hadn't done the research and got my questions answered about what this could be for my family and I.
The biggest thing that held me back in the beginning was the pretense that I was working to get Denise out of her teaching role and basically deflecting from what I needed to do to build my team.
It was probably that I could actually do this and that it was going to match up to my expectations of what I'd got out of my traditional career. I'd worked hard to do that and be successful, and I was making great money. It was taking a toll on me and my health and my family life though. So for this to not only fit in and really fill all of those gaps in a big way and be something I could sink my teeth into long term, that was the biggie for me.
The thing that I learnt once I got started is that this opportunity is more about helping people than it is hunting people, and I think that's the thing that drives me about it, the ability to help so many people that are looking for similar benefits.
What I learned to be the truth once we got started with this opportunity was totally different. We had a lot of people reach out to us and want to know what we're up to because they saw that we're having fun, they saw that we're passionate about things, we were changing people's lives, and we were creating this culture between my wife and I and the people that were with us in the tribe that people weren't getting in traditional jobs, and they were really excited about it, or curious about it, and were asking us what we're up to. And yeah, that was the truth. It wasn't that we had to headhunt our friends and family. We had our friends and family that joined us, but they were reaching out to us and asking us what we were up to, what we were doing.
What I learned to be the truth was that I just had to tap into the system. I didn't have to create my own story, my own agenda. I just had to tap into those that had gone before us, and then everything became very simple.
You know what, you can make this whatever you want. You can make it truly whatever you want. You know, here I am with a global company that I'm able to have a presence in 29 countries. I'm with a tried and tested product, and having been in business myself and having been around very successful companies, I knew that ultimately the success of you in that company was a good product, a great backed company, a well-financed and funded company with great people at the top. I had all those things in front of me with this, and so really the extra element was myself.
This opportunity over the last 5 years has made a massive impact to my life. Going from a worn out traditional business owner working 60, 70 hours a week and certainly just getting by financially, I now get to wake up each day and design how I spend my life, and most importantly, get to catch up on lots of lost hours that I didn't used to have with my children.
So this opportunity has made a significant impact on my life, because in my traditional business, when I worked for those hotels or the big companies, I never saw the impact I was having on the owners of the company or the staff or whoever. In this business, I see lives being changed every day. My wife and I, we're very passionate about helping parents. You know, we believe that mums and dads should be building their own vision for their families and not working for somebody else's, and building their dreams. And my sisters and my friends, when they had children, they had to go back to work pretty quickly. Whereas I believe that if you take control of your life, you can have choices around that and be at home with your children instead of having to build somebody else's vision. So that the impact has been seeing lives change.
This has made a remarkable impact on my life. Not only has it fixed my health, but it got Denise out of her 30-year teaching career. So we get to do this together, which is fantastic.
Oh wow, you know, I actually struggled to think where I was probably. It's only 3 years ago now that I was able to stop working in that full-time career. But for me now, you know, I write my own day, I write my own week, and month and year in terms of timetable. I don't have a boss. I don't have anyone to report to. I don't have to check in and take holidays. You know, when we go away, sometimes it's for work, sometimes it's not. Sometimes we take the kids. You know, it's just that much a part of our life, and there's so much flexibility in what we want to do. That's remarkable.
What excites me about the future is not only the ability to create a lifestyle that probably I'd always dreamt about, or certainly the idea of creating the same lifestyle in such part-time type hours, but more importantly, to be able to help other people really see the gold that this opportunity has to offer.
What excites me about the future? Wow, changing more lives. Just seeing lives change. There are so many stories where I've met someone a number of years ago that was just shy, no confidence, lost, to then just owning where they're going, and especially around women, you know, mums that have kind of lost their identity, I suppose, at being at home, and seeing their growth over those couple of years just blows my mind. The future, I'm excited about seeing more lives change, really.
I think the thing that excites me the most about the future is what we don't know is going to happen, the people that we're going to meet and the lives that we're going to change and the places we're going to go in the world, so that's really exciting.
Oh, everything's possible. I really mean that in this business, to have new countries and new frontiers opening that we can go into with business, that we can help and teach people not only about their health, but in about, you know, creating some of the successes that we've made. Certainly, you know, as this company just gets another rung on the board in terms of its longevity and its size, I mean, I'm excited to be part of something much bigger than myself.
If someone was looking into this, I would certainly encourage them to do what I did, and that was to take the time to get your questions answered. To say I was skeptical would be certainly an understatement, but I can't imagine my life if I hadn't looked into this and really considered and looked outside the box of this traditional model that so many of us, deep down I believe, don't feel it's the way, but we're so trapped to how do we get out.
What would I tell others that are looking at this? I think the world is changing. We all know people that have lost their jobs, being made redundant, we're in a health crisis, there's just so many things going wrong. And I love business, I've always loved business, I've kind of always been an entrepreneur. I've had one job in my life and then I started my own business because I wanted to take control of my future. So I think it's a scary time in the world. You know, people are being made redundant, and I think with opportunities like this where you get to take control of your life and your future is the only security that we have. Yeah.
I would tell anyone that's looking at this opportunity, exactly what I found was that we had no idea what it could be. You don't have to be great to start, but you've got to start to be great.
Check it out. You know what? Check it out. If you love your job and you're doing great, fantastic. But check it out still. You know, I think there's something in this for everyone. I started with this business and started doing this because I loved the product. I'd taken it for many years. I'd felt that in myself, and I actually enjoyed just talking to others, particularly men, about that. And so I'd share that with them, and it just became a bit of an extension to that. So check it out and see. There'll be something in there that's a fit.